Okay, hi kids. Okay, right. Today, the class is as a YouTube video. So, based on considering several problems, we have considered to conduct the classes as YouTube videos. No, actually, online classes are there. It's not completely vanished. I will conduct online seminars like that, online workshops and things for all your students. What you need to do is you need to scroll down to the description section and you will see my WhatsApp number. You can directly send me a WhatsApp message and I will add you to the group. On the group only, I'm sharing all the Zoom meeting links and YouTube live links. From there, you can join. And also for the physical classes, most of the online students join my physical classes after coming to the online class. This is because I don't know why it happened, but the thing is now my physical class is full and my online class is empty. Therefore, considering all these situations, I have considered to conduct the following sessions as YouTube tutorials. And if you need me to do the online classes back again, uh, let me know after considering your feedbacks. Let's see what we can do. But we'll continue for today this way. So we are continuing the part two of the computer architecture. So we have the part one video. It's in the YouTube. I have put the YouTube video link in the description. I add a card as well. Please watch that before watching this because this is a continuation of that video. In that video only we are discussing what we already discussed what are the components inside the computer. We discussed what are the things, what are the storage compartment, what are the memories, what are the components inside CPU. CPU in the sense the not the system unit, the big one. The small processor. Inside that we have ALU, registers, CU, which is control unit, and L1 cache, like that. We have several things, right? So like that, we discuss lots of things in that video. You should go to that video and watch it first. After you're done with it, you can come here and you can continue the session. Right? And also the short note. It's it hopefully all this. So we have a short note here. I'll open it again. So it's a short note. Kids, I hope you all have this. If you don't have this, down below in the description section, you have my WhatsApp number. Please put a WhatsApp message, mentioning your name, grade, medium, school, and all, and ask, sir, I need the ICT short note grade 10 or grade 11. I will provide. If you need both, it's also doesn't matter. I will provide. I won't ask for money. It's completely free. Just put me a WhatsApp message and ask it. I will provide it. Okay, kids. Then last week we all discussed what are these? Eh? We discussed what are the components inside the CPU and all. So we have ALU, which is arithmetic logic unit, responsible for what? Doing all the maths functions and maths and logics. Maths and logics. ALU is doing the calculations, which is math and also logics. Logic gates, hope you know, greater than, less than, also logics. And gate, or gate, those are logics, right? That is the function of ALU. Nothing big, very simple. CU means kids, control unit. What is the function of it? Control unit. It's controlling what? Controlling all the devices. How? Control unit is sending what signals? Control signals. What signals? Control signals. Lama, can you see this arrowhead is pointed to RAM? Why? Arrowhead is pointed to RAM because all these signals are first, they should go to RAM. RAM is connected to where? RAM is connected to motherboard. And motherboard, we have all the ports. See, motherboard, we have all the ports. We connect all the devices to these ports. Now we connect. These are PS2 ports. You can see this is PS2 port. They are connecting keyboard to the purple, mouse to the green, like that. We are connecting. We have all the everything, every detail in the short note. So please get this short note and take a printout. So here serial port, VGA port, audio ports, RJ45 port, USB ports, HDMI port. So this is the HDMI port. Like that, we have several ports here. We have several ports here. So there are several devices we can plug it inside these ports. Okay? So for this one, see, for these we are using keyboard and mouse. This is keyboard and mouse. Green and purple, which is PS2 port. This is what Lama, this 8 one is serial port. We are calling it as serial port. We are usually plugging modems. Now we are not using it. Now here, Lamai, this blue color one is what? VGA, Visual Graphics Adapter. We are saying it as Visual Graphics Adapter. Some people are saying Video Graphic Adapter. Not wrong. Both are correct. Video port also correct. Right? But we are plugging monitors, old monitors. Now new monitors are usually coming with HDMI or DVI. But now old age, we have used VGA ports. Then we have USB ports, which is a universal port, universal serial bus. You can usually actually you can plug it anything, keyboards, mouse, speakers, everything are now coming with universal method. Universal means anything can be plugged in universal serial bus. This is HDMI, usually my projectors, multimedia projectors, external monitor, like that you can plug in a video device, it's screening device. Also, my HDMI, please note down that you can share sound as well. So through this sound also possible, right? And then RJ45 port, you can plug in RJ45 cable, which is also called as network cable, network port, or else Ethernet port or Ethernet cable. Ethernet port or Ethernet cable. All the um, words are okay. Any word is fine, right? And here you can see these are what Lamai? These are what Lamai? Audio ports. Audio ports means you know, pink color is for the mic, green and blue for speakers, left and right. Those are the ports. Okay, nothing big. We're just plugging in the devices. We're just plugging in the devices. Right. Okay. So those devices are connected to ports. Ports are connected to motherboard. RAM is also plugged into motherboard. So control it can easily send the control signals, store it in the RAM, and motherboard is controlling all the devices through control signals generated on control unit. So that is the basic process. Now, let me see here. These are some registers. All these are registers. You don't need to memorize all the names. Just know all these are registers. Some kind of registers. It's what is the function of register? Holding data for ALU to process. Holding data for ALU to process. It is the fastest and smallest. Fastest but smallest. Those are the things you should remember. And L1 cache memory also like that. L2 cache memory, Lamai L2 cache memory, according to your syllabus, it's outside the CPU, but in the modern computer architecture, L2 cache memory is inside the CPU. But we have to consider your syllabus, so you have to consider L2 is just outside the CPU. And it is acting as a doorkeeper inside the CPU. So the first you get the data from the RAM, and not anything in there. So the data should be coming from the RAM to L2 cache. L2 cache is giving the data to L1 cache, then to the registers. All these things we have discussed last session. That is why I speed ran all these. Speed ran means I did it faster. So I discussed all these things inside the CPU very faster. Why? Because we all discussed these things last session. Right, let's move down. I think as I remember we discussed this as well, eh? So a better way and a creative way we discussed all these things. So we know now obsolete things we should mark. Huh? Here. Magnetic tapes are obsolete. Obsolete means Lamai, we are not using those things. Magnetic discs means HDD. Optical discs are CD, DVD, Blu-ray. CD, DVD, and Blu-ray. So we have writable and rewritable CD, DVD, Blu-ray. So writable means just a W. Rewritable means RW. And then come Himalayan PD RW means rewritable. Rewritable. You can write it again. Correct? Right, rewrite the data. So like that, for all the three, you can be applied. So what we can see is when it's coming to up these red color ones are my mark it as secondary. These three red color ones are secondary storage, secondary, and the blue color ones are the memory, which is primary. In this image also see them, see guys, blue color ones are all our memory. Then with the secondary storage, got blue kama yeah, I know. Here you can see ALU and CU are not memory devices. Here I have drawn blue boxes for memory and storage devices. ALU and CU I haven't used blue color because those are not memory or storage. But here we have again divided it again to memory and secondary storage separately because optical disk, magnetic tape, which is obsolete yet, are not considered as memories. Those are for storing storages. Memory is something, storage is something. Alright. So in this memory, we have RAM, random access memory, holds the data for computer. Cache memory, smaller again. Registers, a very smallest. So the capacity is reducing, but the speed is increasing when you're coming up. When you're coming down to up, capacity is reduced, but the speed is increasing. So, guys, kids, let's jump into the most important parts of the lesson. Input devices and output devices, even though most important, we know all these usually. But some students may struggle because one time in my physical class, I asked a question from one student and he's struggling to define what is a input device, what is the input device. So kids, any device which can give input signal to a computer, which can give a input signal to a computer is an input device. Now, what is the input signal? Now assume you have a mouse. You have a mouse. You are clicking it. That is an input signal. You have a keyboard. You have a keyboard. You're clicking a key. What is that? That's an input signal. So your computer can process it. You are giving the data through this device. These kinds of device, we call it as what? Input devices. Am I nothing big? They are not hard. These things are not that hard. I can't erase. Why? Ah, okay. Right. Let me create this first. Okay, guys, when you're considering these input device, I hope you know these are very basics for Colombo students. Here on my keyboard, you know you are pressing keys. Keys will be taken the computer. You're pointing device, primary pointing device, mouse, you know you're clicking, you're moving the mouse, so you see the movements. That's it. Scanner. Scanner means kids. You can give a printed document and take its digital image. Digital means soft copy. You are giving the hard copy. Hard means you can touch. Soft means it's inside the computer, you can't touch. That's the difference. So when you give the hard copy to the communication, they will take the hard copy, they will scan it using a scanner and WhatsApp you the digital image of that hard copy. So you can share it through the WhatsApp like that. It's very simple. You can take a digital image of the hard copy. And also webcams, you know, in your laptops, you have top of the screen. So you can join meetings, turn on videos. That's webcam. Even your mobile phone also have the selfie cam. Same way, same process. Microphone. You know, your mobile phone also have a microphone. Your laptops also have. You can buy a microphone separately and plug it in as well. What's the main function? It captures your audio, your sound, the things you talk. It captures that and saves it. You can record, you can sing songs. Very simple. Touchpad, you know, in the laptops, you can use it without a mouse. Mouse එකක් නැත්නම් you can use a finger, you can move, you can do all the movements on the touchpad and you can use it. So those things are not big deal. So I'm not wasting time on teaching those things. You know all those. If you have any doubts, comment down below or else directly message me. Joysticks used for playing games. Let's see what is this joystick. Now, some students don't know what joystick is. Joystick. I'll show you what a joystick is. See, this is joystick. Actually, this is joystick. You don't need to know all these, huh? Joystick is an input device. This is used to play games. That's it. Then now we have the graphic tablets. You have input screen, touch screen. That is the use. Barcode reader on the cage, you have to memorize this one, put a star mark in your printed document if you have, or else you can write your own note. Trackball, kids, I will show you what is this trackball and all. Trackball. Inside the mouse you have. See? Inside the mouse also you have. You can buy separate trackball as well. You can control actually. This is trackball. And then, what else? Optical character recognition and lamai put a star mark, another important one. MICR, another important one. OMR also important. Game controllers, you know, like joysticks and all, same thing. And light pen. I can show you light pen. Right now, I'm using a light pen. See, I can write me like this. See, Induvera ICT or else PrimeICT logo. Mhm. See, using mouse, I can't write like this. Ni. From the light, right, when you are using a light pen, you can do it. When you're using light pen, you can do it. Right? So right now, I'm using a light pen to write the things on the screen for you. I can show you how this light pen look like. This is the light pen. So you can plug it in the computer and you can directly write it on. Okay. Then right, right kid. Okay. Let's discuss these things now. Barcode is like a separate language, kids. Now we have English in it. We can write anything in the barcode as well. See, I have tried this before coming to the meeting. So I wrote my name. Hello. See, when I'm typing and if I refresh, the barcode is changing. And you can save this as an image. You can download this as an image. You can upload it here. Um, son, you can load it. This is another website. This is another website. So I typed the English word here, and I generate the barcode, and I am uploading the barcode here. And oh, let's see. Hope we will get what get the original text in Nanny. Okay. Anyway, that's it. Okay, no issue. Anyway, it's like another language. You can write anything in the barcode. So barcode reader, what it does is during the cashier time when you're in cash, you're paying the cash. There's a huge queue. Ne? So typing the product's name again and again will take a lot of time. Ne? So what the cashier is doing, he's holding the barcode reader on top of the barcode script, barcode the generated barcode label. That's what he's doing. So let's see what this barcode reader look like this. Barcode readers are used in cashiers usually. See, this is the process. So when he touches the label, what happens? The price, the product information, everything will be directly extracted to the screen, and it will be easy for this cashier to add those data into the bill. Very simple thing. That's barcode reader. Even your books also have barcode. Barcode reader is the input device. Barcode is that the lines, that's the barcode. Barcode, see bars. A code formed from the bars. See, we have bars. See, bar, we have bars. And it's a code formed by combining the bars. So it's barcode. Reader is the device it's reading. Right, the trackball we saw it. It's nothing big. You can control, you can scroll. We are not using usually in day-to-day life. OCR kids and it's useful. OCR is useful. Useful. Why? It can read anything from an image. I can show you. Now, for an example, I will write something here. Hello world. And I will take a screenshot and save it as image. Right? Took a screenshot. I save it. Right? I have my screenshot. Let's see OCR, optical character recognition. Okay, I have this website. I got this website. Let's see, are we able to? New website na download. Go to another website. OCR. We like that. Can you try this? Really online page factor. Mm, okay, here's the image to text. This is OCR technology. This is OCR technology I use. So what we can do is we can take the image that we downloaded, we can upload it here. Let's see whether it's working or not. Okay, I'll start converting. Hello world. I got the editable text. I wrote it. My pen here and I took the image. This is my image. Hey, let's see our image. See, this is the image file, JPEG. You can see it's JPEG. It's open. See, kids, it's an image. I cannot edit it. But when I put using a OCR technology, here, see, I can edit it now. I can write it, rewrite it, edit it. That is OCR technology. Hope you have the clear idea now. Then gain controllers are, sorry, MICR. MICR, where do we see the MICR codes usually on text? Right? MICR, usually we can see the MICR on check. Here, this is my MICR code. This is my MICR code. MICR means magnetic ink character recognition. You have it in the short note. OMR means optical mark recognition. Usually in paper marking, they are using it. See, OMR. See guys, in MCQ marking only, we are using this. So in the exam, you can mark the correct MCQ and you put it inside the OCR like this. So it will, you should upload the answer script beforehand. You should give it the answer script. So it will correct your script automatically. So OMR, we are only using it for on MCQ marking. You can write it down. We are using it for paper marking, optical mark recognition. That is that device. Right? Other things gain controllers, light pen, trackpad, and all. You know that those star mark ones are important. Please keep those things in your mind. Let's talk about the output devices now. It's in the output devices, and we have monitors here. Monitors, if you take monitors, we have LCD monitors, we have LED monitors. What's the old one? LCD, LED are new. We have CRT. We had CRT. CRT means it's cathode ray tube monitors. What is cathode ray tube monitors? I can show you. CRT monitor, the bulky monitor. This one, this big one. It's not much quality. Inside here we have the cathode ray tube. See, we have the cathode ray tube here. So that's CRT, nothing big. Old. LED is the most modern. Light emitting diodes. Light emitting diodes. Right? You can write it down. You can make your own notes. If you are willing to study well, if you want these results, if you want an A pass, take a book and paper. Don't stay like a monkey, like watching this like a monkey, lazy monkey. Go and take a pen and make your own note without just watching these and wasting time. Nothing is going to your head if you not put in some effort. Right here, I can show you LED monitors. Okay, most modern. How nice. Good picture quality is there. And also we have LCD. LCD means lama liquid crystal display. Liquid crystal display. Not good as LED, but somewhat okay than better than CRT. LCD monitor and cheap, huh? LED monitors are expensive. LCD are cheap. See, this is LCD. See, sir, no difference. No, there is a difference. The quality is the difference. Picture quality is the difference. But nothing big, Lamai. The paper is not asking very deep questions on those things because they have more lessons to ask deep questions. We have programming, we have database, we have Excel. to ask deep questions. These things will be coming to MCQ. So please have a thorough understanding and go for the exam. Term exams, yeah, they might ask questions. I'm not focusing much on term exams, but even though if you want to target term exams, these videos will be very helpful, very important. Thus, we already discussed the components inside the computer. We have ALU, which is performing all the maths and projects. We have control in it, which is responsible for controlling all the devices by sending control signals. We talked about it. The CU is sending control signals to the RAM, through RAM, which is connected to motherboard. Also, we have ports in the motherboard. Through the ports, we are controlling all the input devices and output devices. Do we have only input and output devices? No, we have storage devices and memory devices as well. Input, output, මේ ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. Input, output, storage, memory. All those are devices. All those are devices. Right? And those are network devices. Network. To make networks, to make communications, we need network devices. Right. Okay. Here we have to discuss some small facts again. Inside the RAM, we have SRAM, DRAM, static RAM, dynamic RAM. Nothing detailed. You should just know we have SRAM and DRAM for your syllabus. In A levels, we will discuss what is the difference. In ROM, now I can explain what is the difference. SRAM and the DRAM. Opening PLR. It's not, you are not even taking that into your head. Exam is not asking. Just the video's length is increasing. So all you need, my point is to give all these facts in a less time period so you can revise all the facts quickly. That is my target by doing these kinds of videos. So if you want me to slow down, please let me know in the comments. If you want me to explain things more than this in detail, please let me know that as well. These things are not much important things to explain in deep because we have more lessons to talk in deep. Right. Okay. ROM. ROM, we have talked about MROM. We have PROM, EEPROM, and EEPROM. PROM means like programmable ROM. They can program it. The manufacturer stuff are not your stuff. You are not editing the ROM. You are touching the ROM. ROM is already placed inside the CPU. What is the function of ROM? What is the function of ROM? ROM is also a primary memory, which is an internal primary memory, but it is not using like RAM. RAM is day-to-day using, it's volatile. When the data is coming from the HDD, it's stored in RAM, and from the RAM, the computer is using. So RAM is day-to-day using for that purpose, for every kind of update. But ROM is not like that. All we have inside the ROM is the BIOS information, boot informations, right? So when the computer needs to turn on, the operating system looks for the ROM. How should I turn on this computer? Not the operating system, actually, the boot looks for the ROM. ROM has all the instructions, how this computer should turn on. Right, kids? Manufacturer is the person who is storing the data inside the ROM, not you, not the operating system, no anyone else. It's the manufacturer. Dell, HP, whatever the brand. So we have PROM, EEPROM, EEPROM. Rama, you should know the full forms. PROM means programmable ROM. EEPROM means erasable PROM. PROM means again programmable ROM. EEPROM means electrically erasable programmable ROM. You can write it down. You know, electrically erasable programmable ROM. So nothing big deal to discuss in detail. If you want, let's just ask if between um EEPROM, EEPROM. Small difference to keep in mind from non-volatile memory, which is the data is solid, it's not erasing. From program only once. If the mistake is made, chip is unusable. Erasable PROM can be erased by exposing to ultraviolet light on EEPROM. You can erase it once, allowing it to be reused multiple, not once, actually multiple times. But it has a limit. And EEPROM, electrically erasable read-only memory, can be erased or reprogrammed electrically without needing UV light. We don't need a UV light. Electrically, you can reprogram the chip. Correct? That is the difference. Nothing big. Okay then, kids. Next, we talked about storage types, ne? Optical, magnetic, solid. Did we? Okay, let's talk about those things again. Optical means my light, CD, DVD, Blu-ray. Magnetic means you are using magnetic technology to store data. Hard disk is the main. Hard disk and magnetic tape, but magnetic tape, we are not using it. And also floppy disk on the kids. Magnetic tapes used no longer. Floppy disk are there. Still floppy disk are also not using. Floppy disk, we don't use floppy disk now. Let's see what's this floppy disk. Lama early 2000s, before 20 years ago, you in the office environment, office in the sense government offices, they usually using floppy disk, and their computers also have a separate floppy disk reader built in. So what is the use is you cannot put mm, large data inside the floppy disk. This is floppy disk. Now you cannot put large data. Its limit is limited to KB, 100 KB, 200 KB, 400 KB. And having a 500, 512 floppy disk is a flex. You're a rich person during those times, right? Like that. Floppy disks, early 2000, we used to share Word documents, small images, small files inside offices, government offices usually. Now, even modern days, even CPU also now we can't see floppy disk read any. We don't see these. These things are obsolete now. We're not using it, right? So still, you can see the magnetic interface here. See, magnet is there. So that's magnetic. Hard disk also we have the magnetic. That's magnetic. Right. And solid state, which is very reliable and modern day using. We have USB drive, universal serial bus, memory cards. We have SSD, right? NVMe, all those things, right? Solid state devices. Let's see. Solid state. Solid state storage devices. Solid state storage, let's see. See, SSD card, M.2 NVMe cards, see, direct USBs, those things. So not any magnetic field is used. It's directly. I don't want to talk about the technology in detail. You can directly store things. Very easy, very faster than magnetic. Very fast and very reliable also. Right? Than magnetic. Right. Those are the things to discuss in the computer memory. So we already discussed what are the ports, what are the uses of ports. Hope we can jump to data transmission media now. Data transmission medias. Right, kids. Let's discuss this. In data transmission media, we mainly have guided media. That means the wire is covered. Actually, wired. Covered meaning covered we have separate. Wired. And non-guided means wireless. We are not using wires. Right? We are not using wires. So here in the guided media, we have three main cable. These are cables: coaxial cable, fiber optic cable, a wire. The wire එක twisted pair cable, not twisted, twisted pair cable. එහෙම ඉන්නේ. Cable එක. Right. Inside twisted pair cable, we can see unshielded, shielded, and unshielded means open, shielded means covered. Shielded means covered. Now, this combination, twisted, shielded, we call it as TPS, twisted pair shield, TPS. TPU, like a UTP. We are calling it as UTP, unshielded twisted pair cables. UTP. Here we are calling as STP, shielded twisted pair cables. UTP and STP. Here, I'll show you. UTP and STP, nothing big. කවරයක් තියෙනවා එච්චරයි ළමයි. See? See the difference? Twisted pair. Pair means two wires. Twisted means umbrella. Umbrella means twisted. එකට තියලා අර ඒවා කරලා. This is twisted. Twisted pair cables. And STP, here see a shield. A shield is there. Cover is there. නේ? lead cover is there. මෙතන තියෙනවා පොඩි ඊයම් cover එකක් නැත්නම් ඇලුමිනියම් cover එකක්. ඒ වගේ එනවා. But right, that's it. Not much big thing. Fiber optics lamai here. Fiber optics කිව්වම which is a cable. Inside this cable is made up of glass. ඇතුලේ තියෙන වීදුරු. Glass. At the one end, light signal ආලෝකය. Light is given. Light signal is given, and the other end you can see the light. එක පැත්තකින් torch එකක් ගාලා අනිත් පැත්තෙන් torch එකේ එළිය බලන්න පුළුවන්. You can hold a torch from the one end of that cable and you can see the light from the other end. Light is reflecting from the glass surface. Therefore, Lamai, in this universe, what is the fastest thing in this universe? What is the fastest thing? Light. Hope you know that. Light is the fastest thing in this universe. So because of that, fiber optic cables becomes the fastest cable, but fastest data transmission media. If you have fiber, you have high speed. I will show you a fiber cable. Okay. See now? Inside the fiber cable, you have glass rod. Glass rod එකක් තියෙනවා. See, the light is coming. Inside that, light is coming. See? මේ බලන්න මේ පැත්තෙන් torch එක එළියක් ගැවුවොත් මේ පැත්තට ඒ එළිය එළියට එනවා. Like that. That's fiber optic. And coaxial. Coaxial means මැද්දෙන් wire එකයි එළියෙන් wire එකයි. That's coaxial. I can show you. In middle one wire, outer one wire. Right? In TV antennas, you can see these kinds of wires usually. Coaxial cables. Here, look. We have the middle wire. Then to separate the wires, the touch and two wires should not touch me. In middle, we have the insulation layers. See? So both the wires won't touch. In the outside also, you have copper wire, copper mesh, copper wire again. Right? From middle, you are sending the live or whatever. So two wires actually. Also two wires. Middle one, outer one. The twisted pair cables, it's two wires twisted. Here, one wire middle, one wire outside. Right? That is simply coaxial cable. So in the coaxial cable, baseband, broadband, no need. Those things are not need to discuss for your level. Or the guided media is okay. Guided media means wired media. And in unguided media, you can see we have radio waves, we have microwaves, we have infrared waves. Radio waves means radio waves, you should know usually for short distances. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, we are using radio waves. Microwaves, long distances, satellite signal down. And infrared again are short distance. You should memorize these. I can teach this, but you are the one should memorize these. Nothing I can do more than that. Right? Microwaves long, infrared again short. We can see these in remotes, TV remotes. Right? All those things have been mentioned down below in the short note again. Well, and with the examples. With the examples, it's given. See, twisted pair, commonly used for telephone connections, flexible. Lama, you should memorize at least one single example. At least one single example for each type of a data transmission media. Twisted pair, or it's coaxial cable, or it's fiber optic cable. You should do that. Right? So see, coaxial cable, we have TV antennas, CCTVs, for optical fiber optics, we have modern internet transmissions, like that. In radio waves, see, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, microwaves, we have satellite communication. Infrared, we usually use in remotes. So you should mark here, you should write here, this is short distance, this is long distance, this is again short distance, right? Those are the things you should know. Ports we discussed already. So now what we discussed here is data transmission media. Now we are coming to data transmission modes. Now we are coming to data transmission modes. හරිද? Okay, let's do. In these modes, when you are considering the mode, it's very simple. Assume when data communicating, you have sender here. Sender is sending data. Sender is sending the data to whom? Receiver. This is how we do it. For sending the data only, we are using the media. Now, media can be what? It can be guided or unguided. That means guided means wired or wireless. Right? Those are media. In here we have what? PPS or twisted pair shielded or U unshielded twisted pair UTP, STP and UTP. And we have coaxial if you want, and we have fiber optics if you want. Here we have radio waves, microwaves, infrared rays if you want. So those are medias. Now we are talking about the mode. Mode means the way. Way means again. Wait. I'll tell you. If a sender only can send to data for the receiver and receiver cannot reply back, this is not possible. What is this? Sender can send the data to the receiver. Receiver cannot reply back. මෙයාට එවන්න පුළුවන් data receiver can't reply. Example, TV, radio, you cannot reply back. And what is this kind of situation? We are calling it as simplex mode. This is called as simplex mode. What? Simplex mode. And there's a situation there at a time sender can send. Then again turning on and off. So turning off and on. New channel. In a new channel, you can send the reply. Receiver can send the reply. Sender can send the data once, turn off the channel, receiver can send the data back to the sender. මෙහෙම තියෙන්නේ ළමයි according to your syllabus we have walkie talkie. එච්චරයි තියෙන්නේ. We have walkie talkie. අන්න ළමයි in a situation where both the people can freely send and receive messages as much as they want. Walkie talkie what mode? Half duplex, sorry. Walkie talkie is half duplex. And freely you can communicate now. You can send, he can send, you can send, he can send, you can send, he can send anytime freely. This is called what? Full duplex. It's behind the note. It simplex, half duplex, direction of data at a time. Workstation. Here, sorry, workstation to workstation directly all time. It's full duplex. And examples and descriptions are given here. It's important you have to study it. Take a printout, pen on it. It's very important here. Then are my network types. Let's talk about the network types quickly. Network types ගත්තාම kids. Assume this is you. You have a mobile phone. You have your own laptop. Right? You have your own computer. You have a TV. You are connecting all these through home Wi-Fi. You have a home Wi-Fi. You have home Wi-Fi router, Dialog Go, Mobitel, or whatever the ISP. ISP can internet service provider, right? So you're connecting all these, and then you have what? This is what? Personal area network. This is PAN. This is PAN. PAN means you have now a personal area network. Happy? Now you are happy, right? And now you are not a single person. Now you have what? An office. You have one office room. You have big one office room. Sorry. Let's say this one. Smart drawing band. Okay. Looks at those shape. Smaller shape. Right. Want to use it? Right. Okay. Okay, kids. So now you have let's try to go an office room. Here you have an office room. Inside here you have several computers. You have several computers. Sorry. Wait, let me go to several computers so you can get the idea. Right. Right. Now you are in a computer lab in your office room. Now you need to connect all these computers and you are using a topology now. You need to use a topology. Topology means a pattern to connect all the computers. You know what is the topology I'm using, right? Can use these kinds of topologies to connect computers. Wired inside office. Like now we are connecting all to a central server. Alright. Now this is what? Fast topology. We are connecting inside office room and we can call this as a local area network. We can call this as a local area network. Right, kids? Right. If it is like that, now assume you have multiple offices, multiple branches. You have multiple offices, multiple branches. Right. So what you are going to do, you are connecting all those, everything. Now it's becoming a city. It's growing. It's growing. Right? It's growing. Branches keep up connect karna. Colombo city, Dampa, like that. Now this becomes what? This becomes what? This becomes what? Metropolitan area network. This becomes a metropolitan. This becomes a metropolitan. Yeah, when I have it about right. This becomes a metropolitan area network, a bigger one, city level, right? And like this, all the computers around the world, all the computers around the world, if all the computers around the world is getting connected, it's a circle up in a drum, right? Around the world. Now this becomes what? This becomes what? Wide area network. This becomes wide area network. We also call it as what? W, W, W. That means world wide web. See, Lamai? entire thing is www. If you come to city level, it's metropolitan area network. If you come to inside an office, it's becoming local area network. If it is coming to inside your room, and it becomes a personal area network. Hope this is clear. Hope this is very simple. Very simple. Sorry. And then let's jump to network devices quickly. In here, network devices, kids. So the video length is increasing. So hopefully, I assume you have already learned a lot of things. So next part of this video from the network devices and the benefits and drawbacks and topologies. That's actually small part. Let's finish it off. No need to keep it for another video. Okay, guys, let's finish it off. Let's come to network interface card. What is a network interface card? Very simple. RJ45 port එක plug කරලා motherboard එකට plug කරන්න ඕනේ. You need to plug the RJ45 cable to connect two computers. You are plugging RJ45 cable to the NIC card. NIC card is the card only plug into the motherboard. I can show you how it works. Network interface. See, this card only we have the RJ45 port. This card is plugged into the motherboard. This card is actually plugged into the motherboard using this copper strip. හරිද? I can show you how it is plugged in. Network interface card plug to motherboard. See now, this is how we plug in. See, we are plugging it to the motherboard. So then we can connect the RJ45 cable to GL because motherboard old age, it's not coming natively. Then our modern days, no modern days we are getting it. In old days we have to plug it. Then only we can plug into now. Even in the modern age also, we have only limited number of RJ45 ports. Ports මදි වුණාම, we can use this card and extend the ports. Ports 10ක් ඕනේ කියලා හිතන්න. You can use this card and extend the number of ports. So that's network interface card. Switch or a hub. And here there's a difference. Switch or a hub, we have a small difference here. Now, assume you have a switch. Assume you have a switch. Right? Right. You have a switch. Right. Okay. Thickness. Let's reduce it. Right. This is a switch. Inside the switch llama, you have RJ45 ports where you can connect multiple computers. Assume you have computers, lots of computers. This is PC1. You have another computer. This is PC2. You have another computer. This is PC3, P4. Like that, you have so on. Lot of computers. All those computers you can connect a direct wire. You were very useful in star topology. Star topology, what are we doing is central hub row switch. All the devices are connected to the central hub row switch. Then me lama star topology it's not needed to be like අරුවක් වගේ පේන්න තියෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මෙහෙම no need. It's not required. මෙහෙම වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Right? It can be this way. මෙහෙම තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. Now in the exams they may ask questions to confuse. මෙහෙම තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Now what is this topology? Now what is this topology? This is the central hub. This is hub. This is PC1. This is PC2. This is PC3. This is a star topology. You can see the central hub has a direct wire to each and every PC. This is a star topology. එතකොට ළමයි see switches and hubs are very important. There's a difference between here. Switches and hubs. We have a difference. Difference එක තමයි hub එක නිකන් සෙදරා වගේ. සෙදරා කියන්නේ he is telling everything to everyone. If PC2 wants to send a message, he sends the message to the hub. Assume this is a hub. Hub sends that message to everyone. That process we are calling it as broadcasting. So hub is doing what? Hub is doing what? Broadcasting. He's telling the message that he gets to everyone. Switch is not like that. Switch can filter. If PC2 wants to sell a message to PC4, Switch can tell that message exactly to PC4 only. That is the difference. Filtering. IP address filtering ඒටින් කරන්න පුළුවන්. So see, switch or hub mediates connection between computers. That's it. It's make a connection between computers like a central device in start topology. 아무도 දෙයක් නැහැ. Wireless fidelity, you know the Wi-Fi router and wireless access point. So all your mobile devices, laptops, television can connect to this Wi-Fi router. So that's wireless fidelity. Wireless fidelity is the technology and router is the device. Router is the device used to connect that. Then modem, demodulation and modulation. I can explain this in this way. Right. Assume you have your computer. This is your computer. Inside this computer, now I am telling this as you can identify, you can learn these things easiest way. Not the detailed way. දැන් හොඳටම ICT දන්න කෙනෙක්, ICT sir කෙනෙක් තව කෙනෙක් කියලා මේක බලනවා නම් I'm telling you මේක හදලා තියෙන්නේ depth එක අඩු කරලා 4 levels වල. Right? නැත්තම් කියවගෙන આવත් එහෙම ඉවරයි. Okay, here what is happening? Now we know if you want to send a message, hi කියලා කියන්නකො. PC1, PC2 is there. This is PC1, this is PC2. You want to send hi to PC2. Now this hi, we know the computer is turning it to what? Binary language. Hi English වලින් යවන්නේ නැහැ. It's turned into binary language. Then binary language should be converted to digital signals. See, 1 එකට උඩ 0 එකට යට. 1 එකට උඩ 0 එකට යට. Discrete signals කියලා කියනවා. We are telling this as digital signals. Digital or a discrete signals. I taught you last week. Lamai, our media means the wire එක. It cannot transfer digital signals. Yeah, transfer කරන්න පුළුවන් analog signals only. We cannot transfer digital signals. So we need to convert this digital signal to analog signal. And the device doing this is the modem. The process is called modulation. This process, this converting of digital signal to analog signal is called what? Modulation. This is called modulation. This is happening here. When this signal, now the signal is going to the PC2. Inside PC2 also, he gets this digital, actual analog signal, and he need to convert this back to what? Digital signal. Then back to number, binary, and then back to message. Okay, when do මෙගෙන් යවුවා වගේ මේ පැත්තෙන් නිකන් envelope එකක් දාලා මේ පැත්තෙන් යවුවා වගේ අර පැත්තෙන් envelope එක දිගාරින්න ඕනේ. That is the process. So here also we need the opposite operation. Now here we converted digital signals to analog signals. This is analog. Here we have analog here. We got the analog from the sender. This is receiver. We need to convert it back to digital. This is digital. This process is called what now, Ramai? Demodulation. That is modulation. This is demodulation. Demodulation. Now both the operations is done by what? One central device. Central device is modem. Why are we calling it as modem? See, modulation, MOD, demodulation, DEM. Modem. D දෙපාරක් આવොත් කැත හින්දා modem කිව්වා. එහෙම මතක තියාගන්නකො. Right. Modem. That is modem. What is the process? Converting digital signals to analog signals, or as analog signals, what? Digital signals. That is the process. Right. Nothing hard. Modulation and demodulation. Then firewalls. Firewalls are for network security. එච්චරයි. එච්චරක් මතක තියාගත්ත නම් ඇති. No need detailed things for your syllabus. කොහොමද කරන්නේ? When you have a network, assume this is a network made in a bus network එකක්. To protect inside computers, you can plug a firewall method. Firewall එකක් ගන්නවා. Then only you are connected to internet router. Internet. That's it. Firewall will protect your internal computers from outsiders coming in. එළියෙන් එන කට්ටියට ඇතුළේ computers පාවිච්චි කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. That's it. Nothing hard. So we have hardware firewall, software firewalls උත් තියෙනවා. මේක කොහොමද erase කරන්න දෙන්නේ? හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක්. Right. So those are devices lamai. Now let's come to topologies. When you are coming to topologies, under kids, you should know the key terms. Key terms means balanna. Here see, clockwise or anti-clockwise. These are the key terms. Now ring එක යන්නේ මේ අතට. Clockwise data flow or anti-clockwise data flow. මේ ඇවිල්ලා office එකක් ඇතුලේ inside the office, how we keep computers, how we prepare computers like that. So the idea is one computer is connected to its adjacent. Adjacent කියන්නේ දෙපැත්තේ දෙන්න. Side by side. Adjacent computers through a direct wire. Direct wire. That is the idea. Now, lamai, what is this architecture? එහෙමනම් what is this architecture? See? Come. What is this architecture? දැන් බැලූ බැල්මට නිකන් අමුතු එකක් වගේ පෙවුනට ළමයි this is ring. Why I'm saying that? See, මෙයාගේ එහා පැත්තේ කෙනෙක්ට directly connected. මෙයා මෙහෙම connected. See, it's performing a circle නේ. තියෙන තැන චුට්ටක් එහෙම වුණාට කමක් නැහැ. The place where it's the keeping is not the issue. The pattern, you should identify the pattern. This is ring. See, this is ring. This is ring. Right? Make a star now. If this is star now, this is star. See, star කිව්වා මෙහෙම මෙන්න ඕනේ. This is also star. This is a ring. This is a tree. This is a bus. Bus කිව්වාම stop. You should know there should be a central line. That is the key term. See, backbone, main cable එකක් තියෙනවා. In the bus topology, that is the word. Underline the word backbone, main cable. Right? Star topology, centralized connections through hub or switch. That is the main thing. Centralized connection through hub or switch. Right? Ring topology, data circulates. Data circulates. How? Clockwise or anti-clockwise. Those are the terms. Tree topology combines bus and star. Tree topology combines bus and star, you can see. Right? Other than that, mesh means all the computers are connected or some or all. For the fully connected තමයි all වෙන්නේ. ඔයාලගේ level එකේ mesh කියලා දෙන්නෙම all. This is a mesh. Each and every computer has a direct line to every other computer. I'm a computer එකක්ම power computer එකක් එක්ක directly connected. Right? So if you have, assume you have 4 computers, මෙහෙම තිබ්බොත් ring, direct connections තියෙන්න ඕනේ. This is mesh. නැත්නම් fully connected කියලාත් පුළුවන්. Right. එහෙම කරද්දි ළමයි there are some advantages and disadvantages you need to know. Why? Now ළමයි mesh එක බැලුවොත් cost එක for the cables, it's high cost මේ. cost එක වැඩි. bus එකක් ගත්තාම cost එක අඩුයි. star එකේ cost එක වැඩි, but security is high. ring එක බලන්න. If one computer breaks, entire architecture is broken. ඕක තමයි ප්‍රශ්න. So topology, choosing the correct topology is a important part when making the network. බලන්න. මේකේ කෙනෙක් කැඩුනොත් circle එක කැඩෙනවනේ. ring, it's not good. Star එකේ is it happening? See, one broken, other things are working, but central hub or switch broken. අන්න ඔක්කොම වැඩ නැහැ. So you have to replace the hub or switch in star. Mesh එකේ අවුලක් නැහැ. Everyone has a direct connection, you know it, but this is costly. Cost එක වැඩි. Hybrid, most of the companies use hybrid. Bus එකේ මේ central server එකක් තියෙනවා. You should not memorize that part as well. Right. Then What else? Right, kids? So those are the things to remember. So we have benefits, drawbacks. We have read it, the same thing that we discussed. And some advantages and disadvantages of networking, and we will discuss that too. We have client server architecture, another very simple thing. Usually in offices, we have servers. Then හිතන්න මෙහෙම situation එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා ළමයි. You have an office. Let's say we have an office. Inside that office, we have 100 computers. We have 100 computers like that. We have 100 computers. Microsoft Office ගණ්ඩ වුණොත්, Microsoft Word, MS Word, software එක ගණ්ඩ වුණොත්, if you need to purchase, we should purchase for all the 100 computers මේ crack දාන්න බෑනේ virus එනවා. In this case, we can buy only one Microsoft Word account and we can store it in a server නේද? Server එකක දාලා, what we are doing is, we are connecting the server to the network. So through the network, every computer can access MS Word. Very simple. The architecture what are we saying? So these are what? Clients. These are getting the service. Server is sending the application. This is server. That is client server architecture. I'm telling it again. Microsoft Word අපිට ගන්න බෑනේ for each and every computer. If there are 100 computers, therefore we are connecting each and every computer through network. Network means we should have the separate cable connection. We should have the topology, right topology. We should have the correct type. It should be LAN, MAN, no PAN. Usually LAN. LAN තමයි usually එන්නේ. So what we are doing is we are connecting it through a network and we are putting MS Word to a server and serving to all the computers. එතකොට අපිට එකයි ඕනේ. Only one license key is okay. We need only one license key. One license key is enough. So see, cost effective. This architecture is called what? Client server architecture. Server, we are storing the most important parts in server. Then needed, server is giving it to client. Server is giving it to client. So client need to ask. See, client need to ask. That's the name. Client is asking. Client requests. Then server response. Client request. Then server response. That's client server architecture. Nothing big. මේ ඔක්කොම හරි ලේසි දේවල්. හරියට අමාරු චින්තාගෙන ඉන්න ලේසි දේවල්. So while doing networking, we have lots of advantages. We can increase communication. We can communicate with each and everyone inside the office easily. We can share resources. බලන්න එක printer එකක් ඇතිනේ මුළු section එකටම. If we have 100 computers, we can buy 100 printers. One printer is enough. It's connected to entire network. හැමෝම prints ගන්න එකෙන්. We can share resources. This is called resource sharing. Centralized data management. හැමෝගෙම data එක server එකේ තියෙන. Cost efficient and scalable. We can expand the network. We can add more computers. අපිට අවශ්‍ය නම් දාගන්න පුළුවන්. But there are some security concerns as well. Virus යන්න පුළුවන්. Maintenance cost එකක් තියෙනවා. And the initial setup cost is high too. We should pay for network engineers. Network engineers are ගෙවන්න එපා. Network engineers are taking money to make networks. And dependency on the infrastructure. Yes. Downtime එන්න පුළුවන්. Servers damages වෙන්න පුළුවන්. කැඩෙන්න පුළුවන් බඩු. Yeah, එතකොට there is a infrastructure dependency. ඒක ඉක්මනට හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. And traffic, network congestion. ඒ කියන්නේ the users la count එක වැඩි වුණාම there is lots of users are using it, network becoming slow වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ the Facebook slow වෙනවා ගොඩක් කට්ටිය use කරා. Facebook නම් slow වෙන්නේ නැහැ. I guess it's becoming slow. අන්න ළමයි like that. Networks also can become slow. These are the some disadvantages. Up we have advantages. So that's it ළමයි. That is nothing big. It's very easy lesson. So from the next session, we will be meeting from the number systems. Number system කරේම video එකක් කරලා දාලා තියෙනවා. So hope we don't need to do number systems බලමු. Number system මම දාලා ඇති video එකක්. මට මතක විදියට. So if so, that's the scenario. We will start operating systems next. අපි ඊළඟ session එකේදී operating system start කරනවා. So with this video, this lesson is completed. If you have any doubt regarding the lesson, or if there's any topic that I haven't discussed, please let me know. Hard disk එකේ කොටස් ටිකට I will be bringing a separate video. I know hard disk එකේ parts ටික තියෙනවා explain කරේ නැහැ. I will be bringing a separate video for that. For here it will be this much. Don't think much deeper. මේ ටික හොඳට ඔළුවට දාගන්න. Study the short note well. You will be good enough. Textbook එකත් පොඩ්ඩක් උඩින් කියවගෙන යන්න. And you will, if you find something more in textbook, if you feel that it's important, you can write it here. අවශ්‍යව නැහැ, but if you want it to be picture perfect නිකන් perfect තමයි හදලා තියෙන්නේ notes ටික. If you want to do some, if you want to verify, අන්න you can add it on your own and let me know. දැන් මමත් මේවා update කරගෙන යනවා. I'm also updating my notes year by year. විතරම monitor කරගෙන update කරගෙන යනවා. So then it's the end of the session. Hope you guys good luck and continue the good work. We will see in the next session. Goodbye.